What's up guys, Bloodshed here. We're on the Diablo 3 PTR patch 2.7.0. Now this is slated for season 23. We still don't have a date yet, but I wanted to get this to you guys early. We're over here on the test realm, and a lot of people have been asking me about followers and how the new system looks. So if you guys don't know, they added 13 character slots to followers, in addition to their immunity amulet or whatever amulet you decide to use. And this is by no means a definitive guide. I'll probably use this as my main guide until this patch goes live, and then we'll finalize everything, and maybe I'll make an official one, but this will give you guys a good idea of how everything works. And if you want breakdowns of each skill, maybe I will just kind of hover over them for a second. So if you guys don't know what they are, you can see them right here on the video. But the website has breakdowns of everything. And again, this is the PTR, so things can change. Before we get into everything, just to kind of show you guys some setups, an early like on the video would be much appreciated. It's all I ask, and you guys crushed it last time, and thank you very much for that. So all three followers got updated here. Let me just show you all three abilities. There's some commonalities between all three followers. They all have a cheat death that they give you, right? So you don't technically have to carry your cheat death, but they are different. Each follower has a different cheat death, and they all do different things. One like speeds you up, one gives you a shield, this and that. So all three have a cheat death. All three followers increase your damage by 10%, but they do have things that differentiate them. Like for instance, the Enchantress has an attack speed buff. She has a cooldown buff. The Templar has crazy amounts of healing, and the Scoundrel gives you crazy amounts of crit. So you're probably wondering, yo Blood, what's the point of giving your followers all these things? Well, these followers are like tiny little meat cubes for you, like a little mini kunai cube. If your follower has any of these items on the list right here, you get that bonus. For instance, if your follower has Nemesis Bracers, then whenever you pop a pylon, you get that effect. This is early PTR. They could add more cool stuff to the list. So if they add anything or change anything, I will do a new official video, and I'll put a link in the top comment of this one to give you guys access to it. Yes, you can give your follower the cane set, and then you earn a 25% chance to get an extra key drop while playing solo. Sage's Journey, yes, you can get an extra DB. Flavor of Time, there's some good ones here, and it does free up slots on our main character. For instance, if your build normally uses Flavor of Time, now you can wear something else on your character to make up that slot, you know, whether it be a Hellfire Amulet or a Scorch Necklace or whatever. If you have to carry Nems in your main build, now it frees up a Bracer slot. As of right now, the cheat deaths aren't that good. They're a 120-second cooldown for the followers give you a cheat death, but you know, it's hard to, beggars can't be choosers. You know, the follower is giving us a cheat death. So that might free up, especially on softcore, that might free up one of your passive abilities. So then again, it adds to more variety. They are literally like a little utility cube that follows you around. So let's talk about some potential setups and why you would use them and why they're so cool, this and that. The normal stuff still works, like the Oculus Ring. So if you give it to your follower, there's gonna be little circles of multiplicative power on the battlefield that you have to stand in to get more power. Unity, for instance, still works like it normally does. All the normal stuff, Thunder Fury, Unjando, Azarath, these are all gonna work on your character like normal. But there are the list that I showed you, they're called Emanate abilities, and they have a little blue thing. You can see it under the affix, right? So it tells you it emanates, and you can emanate as many items here on your character's person that you can fit. Whatever you can squeeze in here, Broken Crown, homing pads, gloves of worship, emanate, emanate, emanate. And you don't have to push a button. Just by dropping it on the character, it automatically gives you that effect. There's nothing finicky to click on to make it active. Just them wearing it and having them follow you around is all you need to know to activate it. And again, it has the emanate thing where the legendary power is. Another thing that works, which is really cool, Ring of Royal Grandeur. Now it doesn't emanate, right? If it did emanate, then it would give it to you, which in turn would give you the Ring of Royal Grandeur, like seasonal theme forever, which would be really powerful, and it still wouldn't be broken in terms of group play. Like so that would be cool if it did work in the future, but as of right now, it just works on your follower, which means you can see I have the Sage set bonus with only 2 items. So the Ring of Royal Grandeur does work on my follower, which is really great. This right here would be a bounty setup. When you're doing bounties, you need that Sage set. I also have like a gold skin, a Broken Crown just to get more gems. When you're doing bounties, you want to port out whenever you want. Homing pads are good, shrines are good. Shrines are out there in the open world for you. Nems might slow you down. In that case, you can use something else here. but certain builds need them for Ingium. For a T16 build, well, this is where it gets even cooler, right? Because we talked about the Ring of Royal Grandeur right here. So now you can use a Sage set and it's all highlighted, right? You get all those effects. And then you can use the Cane set since it does work. Great. And then you get gold, legendary gems, you get the homing pads, and flavor of time, right? So you wouldn't need a flavor of time since there's no pylons for bounties. So you can see this would be a T16 setup, and you get the effect of Avarice Band. So for classes like Necromancer, where they have a lot of their ring slots with the Skeletal Mage ring and Crispins, now you get to use Avarice freely. And all you have to do is carry like the gold wrap, right? And it works together. So you get the Avarice Band effect, you just have to wear the gold wrap, and then you get the both effects, and then you can wear the legendary gem. Speaking of legendary gems, they don't work on your follower. And one thing to note, your breakpoint is 25,000 intelligence. That's really important. A lot of these abilities will say, if you're reading Temporal Pulse here, it'll say for 3 to 6 seconds based on intelligence. So for each follower, if you hit 25,000, you get the maximum duration, whatever that duration is. You can see I can hit that easily by socketing in their main stat. For the Scoundrel, I socketed in Dexterity, and for the Templar, I'm socketing in Strength. I haven't had to enchant or augment rather any piece to get there. Each of the jewelry does have a socket for me to get there, so I'm well over 25k. So this would be like my T16 setup. Let's get into a GR setup. Things get a little bit more interesting even. For the GR setup, you don't need the Cane set, right? Because there's no key farm. You don't need the Sage set. You don't need a lot of the things that you need in the normal setup. So it frees up some more things here. I gave him Firewalkers since even though it doesn't emanate, you can see the fire effect and he can help break doors for me. Certain builds that might be a godsend. I still have him with the Thunder Fury and Freeze Deflector, but again, you can use Azarath or Unjan Do in this slot. I gave him Poxfald, and one thing that's really interesting is he has this, all of a sudden, now that there's more slots here on your follower, you can even give him more utility. Like he has the Blind Faith, which can blind enemies up to 40%. And then he has the Court of Shurma, which creates these fields on the battlefield of blinding and slowing enemies, which can again help proc Crispins for Necro, or just like you're trapped or anything like that. Aquila is just a stat stick. These gloves are just a stat stick. But again, if they add anything else in the future, we can mix all of them in. For GR pushing, obviously you want that Oculus ring and Unity. If you don't need the Unity, then you can use something else in this socket here, like the Wayward Protector would be really good as it synergizes with the Thunder Fury, right? On hit, he creates like this lightning effect, and that'll actually stun enemies. And then homing pads are good in case you get in trouble, especially on hardcore. And obviously Flavor of Time, NEMS will be best in slot no matter what. This right here, Oculus Ring, NEMS, and Flavor of Time are pretty much gonna be BIS for pushing, as you can't, they're just so damn good, right? I'm sure there's a lot more items that we didn't really get into on stream, but we did theory craft it and it was really fun. I never took the time to really make this. We've never had the opportunity to take the time to make all this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you think that they should emanate. Like what ability is missing that they should actually create for emanation. Like the immunity amulets would be good, or you can literally make Poxfald emanate for your character as well. You can do little things like that. Or Firewalkers. Some people were saying Stone Gauntlets and Ice Climbers, but that might be too strong to have a 250% armor perma just always on your character for solo. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for all the love on the videos. Thank you so much for watching. I will be streaming live today, more PTR action. I have to go through and update every build on my website, so lots of work to do. That's gonna be all for me today. This is Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.